Takeout is cool, but delivery gets pricey. So, like a phoenix from the ashes, indoor dining is back at Forged Eatery. I use the analogy because the food is fire. It's a new approach to farm to table. No overalls, just dope food. Try my favorites, like the mushroom stew with pine nuts and ricotta, the cornmeal fried happy oysters, and the seared duck breast. Also, ask about the chocolate chip cookie tins. Mini chocolate chip cookies with a dusting of sea salt. Simply delicious. Head on over to forgedeatery.com to check out the current menu options and make a reservation today. Forged is located at 3520 Chestnut Avenue in Hampton.
This is Jack Burton in the Pork Chop Express, and I'm talking to whoever's listening out there. It's a pretty amazing planet we live on here, and a man would have to be some kind of fool to think we're all alone in this universe.
There is a hidden world where ancient evil weaves a modern mystery.
What's going on here? Is this some kind of...
Magic. The darkest magic.
They call it Little China.
Finally, we shall bring order out of chaos.
It's where Big Trouble was waiting for Jack Burton.
Who? Jack Burton. Me.
Jack!
Jack?
Jack!
They told him to go to hell.
You make one move.
And that's just where he's going.
Somebody, I don't care who, tell me what is going on.
How are you gonna spring us?
I have no idea. There are many mysteries, many unanswerable questions, even in a life as short as yours.
My destiny rests in your capable hands.
Hey, I'll do my best.
Oh God, is this really happening?
This is gonna take Cracker Jack timing, Wang. 1, 2, 3. We may be trapped.
Total concentration.
Safety. Yeah.
You ready, Jack?
I was born ready.
Way to go, Jack.
Jack Burton's coming to rescue your summer.
Hey, what more can a guy ask for?
20th Century Fox presents Kurt Russell in John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China.
What's shaking, cats and kittens? This is your boy Rob Lee, and this is a new episode of Let's Watch It Again. I have my boy D from Co-Play Media.
Yo.
That was sexier than it should have been. Welcome to the pod. We're a little lit right now. Shout out to Bullet.
Yo. That one shot, it's like the most liquor I've had in months.
Speaking of bullets, there's a fair amount of bullets that happen in the movie that we're reviewing today.
Yes, there is.
We're reviewing Big Trouble in Little China.
My childhood favorite movie.
Jesus Christ. So this movie probably came out the year you were born.
It was. It did come out the year.
You're an old person.
I am an old person, and it came out the year that I was born, and I seen it like 8 years after, and I thought it was vicious. And then I seen it like another 8 years after, and I still thought it was vicious. And I saw it like 2 days ago, and I thought it was tight.
I watched it yesterday. So yeah, let's go down to it. We'll cover
Before we start. Can I talk about the Kurt Russell boots?
We'll get into that.
Because I was serious.
We'll get into that.
Okay.
So what I like to do is go to the synopsis, the breakdown. You've been on this podcast before, so let's get into it. And we'll discuss, just to lay it out for the people that are listening, we'll discuss some of our favorite scenes and some of these kind of little morsels, some of these details, such as the Kurt Russell boots and all. We'll hit you guys with that. So strap in and get ready to ride the Pork Chop Express with your boy Rob Lee and Dirty D.
Woo!
The Pork Chop Express.
My wife loves pork chops.
Has there been a better name for a truck?
there's probably been many way better names for trucks.
What would you call it? Like what's a better cut of pork? Because pork chops aren't great, right?
Pork chops are pretty good. I like.
I'm talking about in terms of the quality of beef. I mean, pork. Like if it was a pork loin, that's probably a better cut.
You know what? That was also hard. Quality of meat is a hard thing.
What? The Pork Belly Express.
Pork belly.
It's just bacon. Because we're shaking bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Shake and bake.
All right, so here's the synopsis. And so 2 different places. I'd like to have the full synopsis. A rough and tumble trucker helps rescue his friend's fiance from an ancient sorcerer in a supernatural battle beneath Chinatown. Big Trouble in Little China.
I think that
pretty much sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. Yeah, and it's in America. It's in Chinatown. Yes.
Yeah. So here's the further synopsis. Here's a deeper, more in-depth synopsis. Mm-hmm. Truck driver Jack Burton. You know what old Jack Burton likes to say?
Jack Burton.
Third person?
Yeah, he talks himself in the third person. That shit goes hard.
He arrives in Chinatown, San Francisco, and goes to the airport with his Chinese friend Wang Chi. Wang Chi is great, by the way, to welcome his green-eyed fiancée, Mao Yin, who is arriving from China. However, she is kidnapped on the arrival by a Chinese street gang, and Jack and Wang chase the group. Soon they learn there's a powerful sorcerer called David Lopan, who has been cursed for more than 2,000 years ago to exist without a physical body, needs to marry a woman with green eyes to retrieve his physical body, and Mao is the chosen one. Jack and Wang team up with lawyer Gracie Law and the bus driver and sorcerer apprentice Egg Shin and their friends to embark on a great adventure in the underground of Chinatown, where they face a world of magicians and magic and monsters and martial arts fighters. Big Trouble in Little China. That is the full movie.
I love this movie.
That's it's great. So now, this movie is one of the reasons why. So you know the director, right?
No. Who's the director? I actually did not pay attention to any facts. No, it's
John Carpenter.
This is all straight emotions that I feel.
So it's John Carpenter.
John Carpenter?
Yeah.
I like John Carpenter films.
You know he did the music, right?
He did the music?
That's what he does in his movies.
Personally?
Yes.
Really? He also did that Vampires movie, right? John Carpenter.
That was a bad movie.
Was it?
Yes.
I disagree.
Your movie choice is a little suspect now.
Dude.
John Carpenter's Vampires is Wild Buns.
John Carpenter's Vampires with the priest that he like slaps around and stuff like that?
Jesus Christ.
With the chick who got bit on her leg and he was like using her as bait and running her around. She was literally a whore.
This is going to come up later. I just want you to take a look. So this is what he looks like now. Just keep that in mind. What?
He looks old now.
Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
I'm going to make a reference later and you're going to probably find funny, but keep that in mind. So this movie is the reason why he left Hollywood. It was just ill-received. It was rushed. So one of the episodes that Torrin and I previously did was Golden Child.
Golden Child was good, yes.
Similarities between the two movies. He was actually going to direct that movie. He was asked to direct that movie.
He would have done a good job.
It was rushed to beat Golden Child to theaters because the producers thought there was so many similarities between what the movies were initially. This is when Mel Gibson was on before Eddie Murphy was on Golden Child, so it was a different movie.
I mean, there were similarities, and if they came out on the same weekend, it would be like a black versus white kind of...
Dog, they're Egg Shin and Lopana in both movies.
Yeah, he is in both. They are in both.
Both
movies.
dudes. It's a weird situation.
Movies, yeah.
When Egg Shin is doing this the whole time with his fucking eye.
I mean, which also delivers the racism that was going on at that time. It's
what if that's the thing for his eye, though?
That nigga. He does. He has like he has something.
He's dead as shit.
He's dead as shit. But he had something. I forgot what it was. A cerebral palsy or something. It was something he had going on. Something going on with the eye. Maybe not.
So James Hung, who plays David Lopan, he's still alive. He's in his 90s.
Really? Mm-hmm. Is he still tall as all fuck?
He's not that tall.
He's really not that tall?
It's just, stilts. So the movie made about $11 million in 1996. Do you know what that is in 2021 dollars?
What was that?
$25 million. So that's what the movie made.
So after up to 2020, it made more money.
The conversion rate. And we're talking about the conversion rate.
We're talking about the conversion rate.
So in 1986, when it came out, what his box office was in 86, I think this is domestic.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
It cost between 19 and 25 million. So it was a bomb.
Broke even?
No, it was a bomb.
Oh, damn.
It made 11 in 86, cost between 19 and 25. That 11 now will be worth 25 because of inflation. The movie came out July 2nd, 1986. So that's a 4th of July weekend movie. So it did bad on a 4th of July weekend.
I mean, it didn't have really like an Independence Day kind of like American kind of.
It was marketed weird too. Kurt Russell hated the way it was marketed.
I wasn't because the way that it was marketed was at a time that I was just a twinkle in my father's eyes. So it's like when I see it, I'm looking at it from
as a person that likes the movie.
Yeah, and also from a nostalgic point of view that didn't see it in the movies, obviously, and would not. I don't know if I would pay I don't know. Now this is the thing about Big Trouble in Little China is that when I first saw it, and I did not expect all the greatness that it had. But if we were to compare it to like Independence Day that I saw as a child with my family after the barbecue, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole experience of it, all American, Then
I'll put it this way: what movies, right, that came out in 1986 that you would really be into? And maybe 1986 wasn't a particularly great year for movies. There are some swings that are wins, right? You had Top Gun come out that year. Oh, wow. You had Ferris Bueller's Day Off come out that year.
That was good, too.
You had Three Amigos come out that year. Golden Child, Little Shop of Horrors, Labyrinth. You had some good movies.
I like all those movies.
Aliens came out that year, which is fucking fire.
Really? Well, so I would say that I could understand why I liked it, but in that time... You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're fucking with some heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? Like those are. Now
I'll say what came out around that time because that gives us context, right? Mm-hmm. Like what was it competing against?
Yeah.
So
Golden Child?
No. Golden Child was a December release.
So it wasn't even a real.
But because of some changes, you know how these things go. So here's the movies that it came out against. There are some doozies. They should have won this weekend. I don't know what the fuck happened. About Last Night, which that probably, did the thing because it's romantic comedy and people like seeing movies. And Demi Moore, there was a Brat Pack, The Great Mouse Detective.
Are you fucking with me?
Psycho 3.
Maybe.
And Under the Cherry Moon for all of you Prince heads out there.
Were those big movies back then?
They were not. Maybe About Last Night.
Yeah, maybe About Last Night. The other ones,
About Last Night, let's just take a real quick look. Yeah, About Last Night made like $40 million, but again, that's in 1980 whatever money. So
which is like 75 million now.
Yeah, so it did all right, but it wasn't a good time. I don't think movies were what they were then, Like they didn't probably matter. And maybe what's they made 40? Great Mouse Detective made the same amount as About Last Night. So it was just
Mouse Detective?
Yes.
Was Great Mouse Detective good? Like maybe.
Yeah, Great Mouse Detective was fire.
What?
It's a Disney movie.
I need to look this shit up.
You should look it up. All right.
Great Mouse Detective.
So here are the people in the movie. Can you name the Asian people? Because we got to be playfully racist right now.
Name the Asian people.
Name any Asian person in the movie.
Besides action?
Jesus Christ. Yes. Do you know his real name?
Nah.
It says Victor Wong.
Victor Wong.
Yes.
I never would have guessed that.
So the movie stars Kurt Russell, Kim Cattrall. Mm-hmm. You know what Kim Cattrall is, right?
She's the chick who was playing
Gracie.
Yeah.
Dennis Dunn.
Which one was Dennis Dunn?
That was Wang. That was
Wang.
Yeah,
that guy does a good job.
He's fire.
He's fire.
And
he was great this whole movie.
Really wasn't in anything afterwards, which is a shame, right?
I mean, as far as like stars,
he was barely in any movies after that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these actors.
Except for Kurt Russell.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is Kurt Russell.
And Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, it was, because she was like...
Sex in the City.
Yeah, Sex in the City, definitely. I was also, Sex in the City.
James Hong.
Yeah.
That was David Lopez.
Yeah, David Lopez, Victor, like those guys had careers afterwards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like...
So, I'm going to hit you with some trivia.
Okay.
Because that's what we like to get. I, sir, enjoy minutia.
You do enjoy it. You do enjoy it. I just wanted to relish in the past of a good movie and just say, like, this was tight, whatever happened to this?
Well, what I like to do is, I like to give people something, that they'll value, right? So not only they can just have us fucking mark it out about a movie, but also they can get us giving them a little something.
Knowledge.
Little knowledge on it. Give them some brain.
Yeah.
Hold on. A question. That eyeball thing, is he a brain? Because that shit is gross.
What do you mean?
The floating eyeball in the movie that has all the eyes that sees.
It was the security monster.
That shit is gross. We might have to rank the monsters later.
Well, I was about to say, was he grosser than the
mouth?
Than the raw looking motherfucker who just kept kidnapping chickens? He just kept kidnapping bitches. That's all he was doing. He might be a rapey monkey. He was like a rapey monkey. Was he raping for the emperor? Like, was he bringing her? Because he kept bringing her the emperor, so he was down, but he wasn't like trying to rape. But he seemed kind of rapey.
Now, does Jack survive? Because the last time we see that rapey thing
at the end of the movie,
yeah, he's on Jack's truck.
Yeah, about to ride out to wherever Jack goes to.
He's gonna get up in Jack's ass.
I mean, he's gonna kidnap and take him somewhere.
The jeans are tight.
You know what I have a question of? Is where do they get all that neon from?
We'll get into it.
Okay.
All right. So here's the trivia: the three storms. So you know the three storms. That's gonna be thunder, rain, and lightning.
Oh, okay, yeah.
See, your boy does research.
Yeah.
You know who lightning is?
Yeah.
Fake ass rating.
Yeah. I loved it. I loved that part where he was like.
So the three storms were pretty much the inspiration for popular characters, the Thunder God, Raiden, in Mortal Kombat fighting game series. While David Lopan is the inspiration for who in Mortal Kombat? Come on, be a gamer.
What? Who?
Shang Tsung. A sorcerer that's going to take your soul?
Yeah, I mean, he is.
Technically, but literally.
Technically, but he's really short.
That has nothing to do with it.
I don't know.
He takes his soul.
Yeah.
Your soul is mine.
You weak, pathetic fool. Oh, that line.
Production was rushed to beat Eddie Murphy's Golden Child into theaters. The studio demanded the beginning of the film to be changed. So...
That's why they started the whole street fight and everything?
No, not even that part. When Egg Shin is talking about how great Jack is, because Jack's kind of a bitch ass the whole movie, if you think about it.
Well, first of all, they turned what was originally a roast of Kurt Russell into turning this nigga into like the greatest nigga that ever existed.
How is he a hero?
Well, I remember he was talking about, first of all,
Jack did one thing.
He was talking into the comms like he just has a regular following of people.
Like he's a podcaster or something.
You know what I'm saying? Like he has a following, and
Jack Burton, the original podcaster.
Like other truckers are listening to this nigga, and they're like, "This nigga is fire."
Turn to station 55. Jack's on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he's really talking. Like, and there's never any covering of doing it. So this nigga is like, at first you think he's just a crazy white man.
Well,
and then, you know, you find out that he has the subtle powers of getting really lucky.
Can we talk about how problematic his entry is? He has a few things at that wet markets are terrible, by the way. When he first meets up with Wayne,
and they do the cut the bottle in half thing.
Yeah, because he says, "Yeah, we're like old friends, except for the racial differences." I was like, I just looked away like, why aren't y'all friends because of race? I was like, this is a bit rough.
Hey, man. Well, time out. You didn't have some Asian...
But it was also 1986.
Yeah, I was about to say, 1986, like, you know...
But then it's nothing but stereotypical Asian shit, though.
I was about to say, the movie was a little racial if there wasn't so many Asian people in it. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying that... Like a blaxploitation film, but there's a bunch of black people in it.
The movie was so racial, right? I won't say racist because I enjoyed the movie.
Bruce Leroy, like a bunch of black and
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It was so racial that in that first fight sequence in the alley, I wrote down, I was like, alleys are dangerous as shit in Chinatown.
Apparently.
I started feeling a little racist myself, and this is why. I was like, why are Asian people wearing turbans? When they all popped out, I was like, hold on, is that a thing? That's how you know a movie's got you on some shit like, hold on. Am I fucked up here?
I mean, I think if they do it in a good way, like since Asians have gang fights and superpowers.
Asians have superpowers.
They're good.
We'll continue. Kurt Russell confessed in a DVD commentary that he was afraid of starting the movie because he'd made a string of movies that flopped at the box office. So he had like a bad streak going. And when he asked John Carpenter about it, he told Kurt that it didn't matter to him. He just wanted to make a movie with him. This was like the third time he collaborated with him. You had Escape from New York. Mm-hmm. You had, I forget what the other movie was. I think The Thing. So you had those movies that and this was like 1980 and 1982.
So did he do good in these movies? Because he did Stargate.
Those movies were fire.
Yeah, and he did Stargate, which I was like, That wasn't Kurt Russell?
No, but this was 10 years after this. Dark Knight was like 96.
Yeah. It's not 96.
So going into this movie, Kurt Russell's last like few movies were just bombs.
Dang, where were the bombs?
Let's see. Because it's always good to see where a person is at in their career when they do a movie. And Kurt Russell will be 70 this year, by the way.
Yeah, Kurt Russell hanging on, man.
He was a child actor, man.
Yo, like...
So, those previous movies, and this is, I want to say after The Thing, you had Silkwood. Just tell me if you've seen it when I say these names. Silkwood.
No.
Swing Shift.
No.
The Mean Season.
No.
The Best of Times.
No.
See my point?
Nah, yeah, I haven't heard none of this.
And then he started with his not wife, because they've been together forever. He was in Overboard after Big Trouble in Little China, and I was with him and Goldie Hawn. So there you go. See what I'm saying?
Stargate.
10 years later. 10 years later. So John Carpenter envisioned the film as an inverse of traditional scenarios in action films where the Caucasian protagonist is helped by a minority sidekick. Jack Burton, despite his bravado, is consistently portrayed as rather bumbling. In one fight sequence, he knocks himself unconscious before the fight begins. Yeah. Wang Chi, on the other hand, is constantly portrayed as highly skilled and competent, which is absolutely right. And I'll add this to it. Jack Burton is a typical American, all shit talking, and he's terrible.
All bravado, very little action.
Unprepared.
Completely.
But gets lucky.
Several times. More than he should.
And just doesn't recognize that you are not
at all. Well, I mean, I think that, I think that is part of the greatness of the American. Like, they are ignorant, but they're still able to work with other people and still succeed and whatnot.
Because they at the end of the movie, they get to a point where, that last line, he's saying, I think Jack says some shit that, he starts saying shit that Wang Chi says. It's like they got better things to do than die and things like that. And at the end, I forget what they say. It's something very Confucius-y or whatever that Jack Burton says, and Wang Chi's like, yeah, that's no bullshit. That's no horse shit.
I think what it is there's a subtle appreciation for both cultures, and then there's like an acknowledgement of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, both of the girls get taken. They both have green eyes. They both satisfy the demon. You know what I'm saying?
Is that a subtle nod to appropriation in that sequence?
Absolutely.
But is it appropriation if an Asian dude made you do it? Because it's not like Gracie was like, yeah, I'm gonna dress like a Chinese girl. It was like fucking Lopez was like, look, I want my bride that's gonna be killed to be dressed like this.
I want my bride to be dressed like this.
I'm gonna stab this bitch.
But I want her to wear.
She's gonna die, but she needs to be dressed like this first.
Yes.
She needs to have her Mulan on.
Well, see, we're still going through, you know what I'm saying? It's like being a king. We're still going to go through the ceremony. Mm-hmm. She's got to wear the gown for the ceremony. And yes, she is going to be stabbed and sacrificed to my God for immortality.
So here's some more stuff.
Makes all the sense.
This is going to be weird.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie Chan was John Carpenter's first choice to play Wang Chi.
Yeah, he would have done great.
But producer Lawrence Gordon was highly against it, fearing that Chan's English wasn't good enough after seeing his performance in Battle Creek Brawl in 1980 and The Protector in 1985. But Carpenter wanted Chan after the success of Police Story in 1985. Chan declined and Dunn was cast instead.
Actually, that's not
Dennis
my
Dunn
reason.
was fine, though.
He was great, but I would say not Jackie Chan because it's too much jumping for him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this is 85 Jackie Chan. I mean, 86 Jackie Chan.
He doesn't do like soaring jumping. Like,
he does all his own stunts, though.
He does, exactly. He would have done his own stunts, but he would be like, yo, we're not going to do, you guys, y'all niggas are not going to just like hold me.
There would have been another fight scene, though.
It would have been a different fight scene.
But it would have been more fight scenes.
Probably would have been tighter.
Kurt Russell turned down the lead role of Connor McLeod in Highlander. This is interesting. In 1986, to appear in this film, both films were made by 20th Century Fox. The role went to Christopher Lambert. Do you know who Christopher Lambert played? Raiden in Mortal Kombat. Like that connection, right?
Yeah.
A movie that Kurt Russell was in that has the reference for Raiden ends up being played by Christopher Lambert, who Kurt Russell turned the role down for.
I like that. It's like the 6 degrees of separation and stuff.
This is the last studio film for John Carpenter. He worked on at the end of the 80s. Due to various problems he experienced on the production of the film. Then studio head Lawrence Gordon, who consistently interfered with the film, he kept moving the release date. Oh, well, Golden Child's going to come out here. We got to move it up. And then, like I said, Golden Child came out in December.
Well, I mean, and Golden Child was a great movie with an awesome star
but also
behind it.
bombed too.
Golden
I mean, no, it made money, but critically it bombed.
Really?
Eddie Murphy disowned the film.
Eddie Murphy disowned Golden Child?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I thought it was great.
So Carpenter's 2 follow-ups were Prince of Darkness in 1987 and They Live in 1988 were made independently by Alive Films without any further studio interference and distributed through Universal Pictures. This is the 4th of 5 films John Carpenter and Kurt Russell did together, including Elvis in 1979, Escape from New York in 1981, The Thing in 1982, and 1996 says Escape from L.A. That's the sequel to Escape from New York. According to John Carpenter DVD commentary, Carter Wong, who plays Thunder, worked as a martial arts instructor with the Hong Kong police.
That's tight. That's tight.
You remember who Thunder is, right?
He's accredited. Yeah.
That's the one that blew up.
Yeah. He was terrible. the guy that blew up.
Yeah.
He was Thunder? Because of the sound.
Yeah.
I got you.
Now, how old do you think he was in this movie?
Oh, he was in his 40s or 50s.
No, he was neither. He
What?
was 39.
Oh, okay. He was 39.
But he's the oldest of the 3 dudes.
Yeah.
Also, Lightning is Japanese.
Is Japanese?
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
Although Kurt Russell and John Carpenter's only choice for the lead role, the studio suggested 2 actors, and they both proved to be unavailable. Can you have any idea? You probably don't, but do you have any idea who the studio wanted instead of Kurt Russell? This is in 1986, and these are huge actors. Jack Nicholson.
Ooh.
But it's Jack Burton, though.
Jack Nicholson could have pulled it off.
Or Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood definitely would have.
He would be too tall. Clint Eastwood is our height.
First of all, Clint Eastwood would not have been goofy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what you kind of want, though.
Kurt Russell was able to pull off the goofy idiot part.
But wasn't Clint Eastwood also doing movies with dogs or monkeys or some shit anyway, but loose? So he was doing goofy shit at the time.
I mean, he was, but at the same time, he always had this, like, I'm still a killer.
He's 6'4", though.
Yeah.
He's 6'4".
I didn't know the height was such a thing about it.
No, I'm just saying him next to, like, Dennis Dunn, who is probably 5'7".
Yeah.
It's not going to look like you guys are teenagers. Like, this is your young man.
I think that would actually work. This motherfucker flying around, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking shit, and I'm KOing niggas. Like, I'm KOing everybody.
He's KOing himself.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what happened.
He did. Like,
he did. First of all,
that was like another thing about, like, Americans always firing their guns.
Hold on. Remember when Egg shit? He's like, well, if you need a gun, here's one for you.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, if you need a gun, it was like,
okay, we'll talk about that. Here's a few more things. Problems began to arise when John Carpenter learned that The Golden Child 1986 featured a similar theme and was going to be released around the same time. So that's the initial release date. As it happened, Carpenter was asked by Paramount to direct the film. He remarked in an interview, how many adventure pictures dealing with Chinese mysticism have been released by a major film company in the past 20 years?
A lot.
For 2 of them to come along at the same time were more than a mere coincidence. To beat a rival production at being released in theaters, Big Trouble went to production in October of 1985 so they could open by July, 5 months before Golden Child's Christmas release. And here's a few more things. This is gross. One of the most difficult visual effects in the movie happens to be the floating eyeball, a spy for Lopez. It was powered by several puppeteers. And dozens of cables and controls its facial expressions. So it was shot with a matting system designed specifically for it.
That's tight.
That's tight. 1986. Body count. This is the thing I've been doing for movies that had people to die in it.
That's tight. How many people died?
46.
Huh. That's a lot of people.
So reviews. Critical and commercial failure. Brimming with energy and packed with humor, Big Trouble in Little China distills Kung Fu B movies as affectionately as it subverts them. So it's a fair amount of humor. Humor was a part of this movie. It had to be.
Humor was a big part of it.
And I don't think Clint Eastwood would work for that.
Exactly. I agree with you. Clint Eastwood is not funny. He fucks people up.
Ron Bass, in his review for the Toronto Star, praised Russell's performance. He does a great John Wayne imitation, but he's not just mimicking those heroes. He's using them to give his own character a broad satiric edge. It's a cult classic classic that was retroactively loved, though. Empire Magazine voted Big Trouble in Little China the 430th greatest film in their 500 top films of all time.
That's pretty low.
But it's only 500 films of all time, though.
Of all time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
to be included is something.
So it's included. So it's in there. So it's like top 500. Okay.
So let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about some of our favorite scenes.
It's the lowest of the top.
Let's talk about what works and what doesn't work in a movie. But this is what we'll say in terms of what works and what doesn't work.
Okay.
Did it work then and does it not work now? Because, like, you know how people remake things all the time, and there's rumors that The Rock is trying to remake this?
The Rock?
Yes.
And who is he playing as? He's going to be the Kurt Russell dude?
They said they might steer away from it because of a few of the...
He's going to be Jack Burton? He's going to be Black Jack Burton?
Black Jack Burton?
Black Jack Burton fighting Asians?
So that was a sequel that was proposed.
Mm-hmm.
That it would be without Jack Burton at all. And it would be like just someone researching what went down. And it kind of like how they did for Candyman, the reboot of Candyman. Or how they're doing for the reboot of Candyman.
I was about to say, is that out yet? Like,
it's not out yet.
I can't wait for it. I would watch that, yeah.
So what are some of your favorite scenes in the movie?
Favorite scenes in the movie. So many favorite scenes.
Spin it.
When Egg Shen is talking to a lawyer for no fucking reason.
At the beginning?
At the beginning, right?
You're a very dangerous man. Now, if you're protecting Jack
You
Burton...
leave Jack Burton alone. I mean, we are in his debt. He showed great courage.
And he's like, wizardry is real. And he's like, why should I believe you?
They definitely set the movie up right there.
And you know, so you see the lightning thing? That was dope. Jack Burton talking to himself, you know what I'm saying? Because at first, when I was a kid, I didn't think about it. You know what I'm saying? So when I was looking at it as a kid, I was like, this motherfucker's just talking out there and people are listening. And this shit is tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just, because he keeps talking about himself in the Jack Burton, like on the third person.
Yeah. This is why The Rock can be Jack Burton.
I think he might be able to, you know, when you put it in that way, he might be able to pull it
Here's
off.
the thing. When you smell what Jack Burton's cooking, it's like, hold up, run that back.
You know what I'm saying? It just, what else was great? The fight scenes were all fire. Like when thunder explodes.
So hold on. Let's step back on that.
Okay.
So I'll say alleys are terrible.
The fight was all right.
No, I'm talking about alleys are terrible. It was hard to get in there, and then immediately as soon as you got out of the alley, it's a gangland fight. I'm saying that, like, realistically,
like alleys are bad.
If me and you are in Chinatown, and I'm like, yo, D, you need to drive this fucking semi, and I'm going to give you your money, but you got to drive me there. And there's a fight in front of us. Knowing how you drive and you're tight about being late, how late are we going to be after watching this fucking fight?
Oh, we're not going to be late. You're going to run right through.
Oh, you just drive through.
You're gonna drive through. That lightning guy, all that shit, I would have.
Didn't he drive through Lopan and it didn't work?
He drove through Lopan. Yo, I would have kept going.
Lopan tried to take this nigga's soul.
He did.
I do like this sometimes for people.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Throw the gang sign?
I love the part where they had. Wait, are we going in order?
Yeah, please keep going.
I love. So I'm
the elevator scene is great too.
The elevator scene is great.
Feel pretty good. And I'm not scared at all. I just feel kind of invincible.
Me too. I got a very positive attitude about this.
Good, me too.
Yeah.
I feel great, man. Just a lot of energy.
That's exactly. I feel as if I could do anything. You know what I'm saying? And then he's trying to explain it to his shit. And it's funny because
what do you think they drank though?
What do they think they drank?
Because they drank something.
You know what I'm saying?
They drank peyote.
They got to drink some kind of a hallucinogen.
It'll make you see things and do things that others cannot do.
I don't think it was a shot of no. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it wasn't no bullet. You know what I'm saying? That shit was probably absinthe.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
Chinese absinthe?
Chinese absinthe.
Hold
strong.
On. You know what it was? Ancient Chinese secret.
You know what I'm saying? Ancient Chinese secret. You don't know what the fuck it is. You drink anything that's smoking, any liquid that's smoking, and it's not hot.
You know what it was?
Ain't nobody blow it off.
This is rough.
You don't need to drink
it. It was opium. It was lit opium.
You know what I'm saying? They put a little speed, a little opium in there, so everybody just had. All those guys had a fever dream.
You know what? If the fight never happened, Lopan won.
That's why there was so much neon. It was the fever dream.
Oh my god. Okay, now I have a suggestion. Did you watch He-Man back in the day?
I saw the movie and I remember some parts of it, yes.
David Lopan is Skeletor.
Oh yeah.
Especially when he goes up the elevator, and then the skull thing comes down,
Yeah.
and then eventually lightning goes through it or whatever.
Yeah.
That is Skull Mountain. That's Snake Mountain rather.
Yeah. That shit is tight.
He's fucking. I was just like, because when he talks shit when he rolls out there and he's old, and he's like, yeah, you got my ass. You know who he looks like? John Carpenter. That picture I showed you earlier.
Yeah, he kind of does. Like he's kind of shooting for it too. You know what I'm saying? Like the beard, kind of.
He looks
the
so
stringy
fucking old.
beard and the hair.
His outfit was so dripped though.
He was killing it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was dripped out. And I gotta admit, that lightning dude,
Of course,
didn't throw a punch.
he just threw lightning.
Threw lightning, man. That nigga was killing shit, man. He was killing shit.
So, question: did Egg Shin take his power though? Because he did it like you said in the intro.
Well, so I have a couple of questions with that. So
Because that clearly was shot after the movie
did
was
he
done.
get powers? Yes, it was. I agree with you. Did he get powers from drinking the stuff?
Well, the only thing he did down there was throw these fucking exploding balls.
Yeah. Well, he did the light
Yes,
thing
with the samurai.
with the samurai.
That was
yeah,
fire.
Which was fire. Yeah, I agree. That was a moment there, and they were going back and forth with the moves. You know what I'm
Can
saying?
I be playfully racist real quick?
Absolutely.
Was he throwing wasabi? Were those balls exploding wasabi?
Wasabi with some fireworks inside.
Because
of
they
it.
were just blowing up every time.
Firework wasabi, you know what I'm saying? Like dirty bombs, you know what I'm saying?
It was dynamite shrimp.
Bang bang shrimp.
Yo.
Just be like, boo, oh,
Shit. Egg Chin, baby.
Oh man, this is delicious.
So I ask you, and we'll get back to any other scenes we may have, but I ask you, who is your favorite character in the movie?
Jack Burton, hands down.
Really?
Hands down.
This is Jack Burton in the Pork Chop Express, and I'm talking to whoever's listening out there. Like I told my last wife, I says, honey, I never drive faster than I can see. Besides that, it's all in the reflexes.
This shows you where I'm at. Shows you how non-racist I am.
Jack Burton, first of all, like...
Because of the boots, because you want to buy the boots?
The boots? First of all, I am going to buy those boots.
Jesus Christ.
I am this close
How
to
much are they?
they're $300.
Uh-huh.
They're made.
Do they have them in a size 16 or whatever the hell you wear?
They're made, so they will make it in your size. So you got to let them niggas know you got to put a deposit on that shit.
Are you going to wear the tank top? Because there's never been a tank top in a movie that's more iconic.
I got to work out, but yes. Yes, I'm going to rock that shit. Nigga, dude. And I get a mullet wig? Nigga, dude, like...
You know you got to shave for this, right?
Whatever, that's fine. I'll do it. That would be the most vicious cosplay.
You know DeAyres Burton.
With the gun, I'm gonna get the gun and the knife that go into the boots.
You get the knife that punches you in the face with it?
Son.
The knife that you just throw to the side?
Yes. The knife that I catch and I throw back and it
you
hits
know what?
him in the
Go
in the-
to
in the
Blurred
head.
Con dressed like Jack Burton.
Nigga.
You know?
People will love it.
Black Jerton.
Black Durton.
Black Jerton. You got to transpose it.
Black Durton?
Jerton.
Jerton?
Yeah. Switch the B's with the J's.
Black Burton.
Nah, it's too close.
Oh yeah, because it's Jack Burton.
Or you can say do what you said earlier, Black Jack Burton.
Black Jack Burton.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you people will love it.
Yeah.
Think about how many pictures I get.
That could be pretty fire.
That would be fire.
I mean,
you got to have the muscle to pull it. It's funny, but you don't want them cracking on you. You know what I'm
I am
saying?
too fat to be anyone in this movie, though.
I mean, this was an
And
80s.
too tall,
I was
by
about
the
to say this is an 80s movie. They didn't have
Kurt
that.
Russell worked out a little bit. You can see some veins popping.
You know what I'm saying? Kurt Russell was more in shape. That's why I got to work out. You can't be stringy rocking a wife beater. You
And
know
Kurt
what I'm
Russell was
saying?
about our age in that movie, by the way.
Yeah.
He's 35.
Yeah, 35. Yeah, I let myself
old.
go, man.
We're old. We're washed.
I got gray hair. I'm perfectly fine with it.
I don't have any gray hair, though.
I have bad genes. I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm going to die a little sooner. It's all good.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying?
So, you know who I'm going to go with? It's an Asian.
Which one?
I'm between Egg Shin or Wang. I really like Wang.
Wang was really
I always liked
likable.
Wang.
Double or nothing. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, that whole...
No, he said it in reverse. He was like, nothing or double. That's
Nothing or double. Oh, man.
That shit was great.
You mean double or nothing? I can cut this bottle in half.
Yeah, but you'll use my bottle. Glug, glug, glug.
Yo.
It works at home. Was that a ploy to get him to help?
I think it was it a ploy to get him to help?
Because do you have a sense that motherfuckers knew more than they were saying? Because obviously Gracie knew more than she was saying.
Gracie, absolutely.
Because when she just popped up at their place, and I was like, hold on, run that back.
Well, I think part of the exposition was Jack Burton being so clueless. You know what I'm saying? Because how could he know Wong and still not know all this Asian shit? You know what I'm saying? That's going on.
And deliver in Chinatown.
Deliver in Chinatown, totally being part of the culture. You're gambling in the fishmonger area.
He's gambling in the wet market.
In the wet market.
Which looks gross, by the way.
Yeah, I would not. Well, I mean, people get a lot of fish there. It's where you get your fish from. So, you know what I'm saying?
That's where you get other things from, too.
Yeah, you get a discount.
Yeah. Let's see. What other scenes are in it? The one scene, obviously, the reflexes. Because he made reference to it earlier. It's all on the wrist.
It's all in the reflexes.
It's all in the wrist where he catches the bottle.
Yes.
He has good reflexes.
That's the one thing he has.
That was his only thing.
He's blessed with reflexes and a great head of hair.
Everything was all reflex. Anything tight he ever did was reflexes. When he kissed Gracie, when they came out the tunnel.
Drip.
Oh my God. And she was like... She was clowning this nigga the whole.
Yeah, she was just when she met him at the airport. She was just like
clowning from great downwind. What she was making fun of. She called him like you're downwind.
She was like, I wouldn't want to talk about anybody in your condition. He's like, huh? What?
She's like, you're downwind. I can smell the alcohol in your breath. She was sunning him.
I mean, he was busy.
He was, but when he hit that kiss and all she had was
damn.
Hey.
You like.
It's all in the reflex.
So even with it, you can see that looking at it now, it's a satire. He's a satire. That character's a satire.
I think, but a satire in this day and age, when I would look at it,
well, even then,
is that's a likable hero, right?
He is, but he really doesn't do anything.
Well, I mean, isn't that a likable hero? He is weak in the storyline until he has to do, and then he does one thing.
The one thing that's shitty about it, though, in each poster for it, you don't see Wang in any poster. That's a problem, and that's the issue with the marketing.
I mean that they were not marketing first of all.
But you have what's behind him. You have Lopez behind him though in the poster.
I don't think they were marketing this movie to Asian people, really.
But Lopez is in the background.
Super real. But that only sells the Kung Fu, Asian mystic Kung Fu lore.
It shows an Asian villain.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it shows, in the Asian villain, the villain is Asian.
The white protagonist thing, it's not great.
So imagine we're watching, you know what I'm saying, what movie? Damn, New Jack City? Hold on.
Wow, you had to go wild stereotypical.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's like Judd Nelson's like, hey, motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? Like
New Jack City.
Like, I like that movie, so I don't want to use that.
You know, there's an anniversary coming up on that too, by the way.
I would also do New Jack City.
Of course you would.
Yeah, Chris Rock, hilarious. You know what I'm saying? When he was
crack epidemic.
When he's crying, smoking the crack. I mean,
sucking that glass dick, baby.
That shit is hilarious.
Rockabye, baby.
Which I'm also surprised they didn't talk about any of the drug use that was going on in China.
The wild opium den.
Wild opium dens. I thought that was going to show up somewhere.
Now, it should have been more gambling.
Should have been more.
We had enough. We had the stereotypes. We had the gambling. Mm-hmm. We had the drinking, and they were getting spizzy.
Every chance.
Can we talk about who was it? Was he Rain? I think he was Rain. Rain had that terrible wig on.
Oh yeah, he had that.
His wig was. The actor really wanted to wear that wig too. He's like, I finally get to have longer hair. I was like, and that's what you chose?
It looked like he stole that wig from a black woman named Sheila.
Yo, he got that shit from Atlanta.
He got that shit from an assistant, like an LAA or something.
That hair was bad. And then when he had like the wild, like, because they were triad, right? That's what they were essentially supposed to be. Mm-hmm. They can't call them that because triad probably would roll up on you and fuck your reproduction.
A little too close.
But they are essentially with the triad.
It's like you don't want to say MS-13. You're going to be like.
But you just said MS-13.
You're going to be like, this Mexican gang has been.
That's Salvador.
Sure, we can roll with something like that.
But they're not Mexican.
I mean,
that's the cartel.
You say something similar so you don't get sued or killed.
Now, question I have, in addition to that, the gangs.
Mm-hmm.
It's about colors. Yeah, red and black. I like how everyone got shot and then they removed the bodies and then they started fighting.
You know what? I thought that was very conscientious of gang members.
Was hilarious.
You know
but they were like the priests, though. They killed like the priests.
They were killing everybody. First of all, why didn't they show up with guns? Like, why did niggas like, yo, you got your staff on you?
Asian weapons were in this movie. There were swords and all types of bullshit.
You know what? Jack, when I look back at it, Jack was killing a lot of people with that gun too. Like till he ran out of ammo.
Jack shot a few people. Jack's part of the body count wasn't as high as...
He killed like 7 people right there at that door. Remember they at that door and he like shot up everyone at the door?
It was maybe 3. I'll give you that. But to his credit, Wang was like, we'll fight together. And he stayed with them. Everyone else hauled ass.
Yeah.
This is why Wang is the MVP.
Yeah.
But you know who the real MVP is? It's probably Egg.
Egg Shen is the MVP.
Because he knows everything.
He strategized it. And he put it together.
He fought fucking dude with samurai, nigga.
He took on the main villain.
He threw bombs.
I mean, he did the most damage. You play Ghost of Tsushima, you throw bombs, you do the most damage. He was throwing bombs. That's what they got. That's what they pulled it from.
So, okay, now let's get into this thing of what works and what doesn't work. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is what I'll suggest for what works. Kurt Russell works in this movie.
Absolutely.
He's great the way that he plays it. I don't know if I agree with the he's a likable hero, but I don't know if he's a hero. He's really a sidekick that is presented as a hero.
He's absolutely likable. It would have been nice if there was some kind of foil, but I think that's what Wong was. Is Wong was the actual
I think
hero.
Gracie was supposed to be his foil though. Yeah, up until a point.
Yeah, Gracie was roasting him. She was lighting that nigga. And I think that the way that he ended was with Gracie, very good, very mature.
And that's the thing that sticks out in that movie.
We're not going to walk away together. You know what I'm saying? She looks like, you could tell, she's dripping right there. And he's like, are you going to do anything?
You're not going to go after her? Nah, I'm going to head out.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't have that on my conscience.
And she was like, see you around, Jack. And he's like, you know what? You never know.
I mean, I was like... Jack does shit that I do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's smooth.
You know who else works in the movie? Bao Yin. You want to know why?
Bao Yin was getting it in, yeah.
One, she was hot.
In a very...
She was in Playboy, by the way.
She was bad. I'll give her that. She was in Playboy.
So they leveraged the fact that she was not an actress, so they didn't have her working.
I was about to say, she did not say very much.
They just had her being pretty.
Yeah, I mean, she did her job.
The music works in this movie.
The music was okay, yeah.
Yeah, it works. You're not looking for rap music.
It said no. God, no.
But you're not looking for because that would be super racist.
I mean, I think that they delivered like emotions through the music without being directly overly racial.
Let me be different. Let me say that differently.
There was Asian undertones.
It's not
in the music
in terms of soundtrack. It's the music in terms of score. The score works because it doesn't stick out.
Yeah.
Now, the music choices sometimes are a little like, all right, you're in the truck. I'm kind of expecting to hear something like that.
A lot of rock. You know
yeah.
But it was also really related to Jack Burton. Like usually the more modern
and a
or
4th of July
American,
movie too.
You know what I'm saying? So I think they did a good job with that. I think it was really one of those movies that really were kind of, because back then in the 80s, like, you know what I'm saying, like Asians were still kind of getting a lot of the, you know what I'm saying, the way that Jack Burton was talking,
he was a dick to them.
He was like to Wong in the very beginning, like he was a dick, like.
But it was just like some bullshit American nonsense of like, you know, this is a bit rough.
And I appreciate how they both went away, like there was an acknowledgement of each other, acknowledgement of each other's strength.
It's like they legitimately were friends.
They were legitimately friends, you know what I'm saying? And they were there for each other. Jack made a bunch of money, you know what I'm saying?
He gave them 3 times your rate.
And I think it was one of those things where it was 3 times his rate, yeah. And I love how the real hero, Wang gets the girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Gets the model.
And Jack doesn't. Right.
And I think that's perfect. That's perfect.
You know what else works well?
Perfect ending.
Green Eyes works well in this movie.
Green Eyes?
Yes.
The whole Green Eyes concept?
Just the fact that green eyes look great in the movie.
I mean, I think
what do you say? Chinese girls don't have green eyes.
Yeah. We just totally missed all that prostitution.
That whole shit. When he showed up looking so nerdy, hey, you know, I can't have this on a card or nothing. I was like, where'd you get those clothes from?
You know what I'm saying? It was funny because the next scene he was so cool and a little drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do I have to do? And he's in the car. You know what I'm saying? So this nigga got
where does the outfit come from?
Like, did you change in the rain?
Like, okay, question. Was that... So who was the other Asian dude that was like friends? Is that
the one that was going after
the one that liked Gracie?
Went after Gracie's girl.
The one that likes Gracie's girl. Yeah,
Gracie's girl. Yeah, he was there for all of 2 seconds. He was to show that
he went to the place though.
He went to the place.
He went there with them to get Mao Yin initially.
He was a nigga who had no powers or luck or anything.
And they gave him the smallest gun, by the way.
Yeah, they gave him the smallest gun. Like, he ain't did shit. Like, he ran. He was one of the guys who ran. Like, he booked it.
That was a dick reference. Here, take this. But I mean, was he a lawyer? Was he related to them? Because he stuck out, you know?
He was around. He was enough to holler at Gracie's homegirl, the goofy chick who was just in it.
But she was an actual journalist.
She was an actual journalist.
Yeah. Gracie was a lawyer.
Really?
Yeah, because lawyer Grace, like, oh, that lawyer chick. So when she popped up, it was still fucking weird.
Wait, she's not a reporter?
No, she's a lawyer.
She's a lawyer of whom?
I think for when Mao Yin came in, it was a lawyer for people being for refugees or people moving into the country. She was an immigration lawyer.
Because of that woman that they brought in. That's why she was there at the airport. Okay, that makes sense. Because I was about to question.
That's still a little loose,
though. It allows me to work with it because at first, like,
but it's not about her, though.
You were shaking the foundation of one of my favorite movies for a hot second.
Now, here's the last thing I say that works, and maybe then we'll get into what kind of doesn't work.
Okay.
The way that this movie is chunked out, like, I've never seen that intro scene when Egg Shin is talking to the lawyer and shit. I've never seen that scene until yesterday. And that says is a testament, because I feel like I've seen this movie a dozen times. It's because the movie, you can watch 30-minute clips of it and just be into it, and you feel like you've seen the whole movie. That's how well it works. That is like a movie like this was a TV movie. Mm-hmm. I would see on regular TV all the time.
Yeah.
Occasionally on cable, but mostly regular TV or like a TNT. And it's like, this is great. Once we get there to the last 40 minutes, pretty much when they're in fucking Lopez's place, you don't leave. You watch the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
But if you're like in that first, I don't remember anything till they get there. I only remember the first 40 minutes. The last 40 minutes. That's what I feel like I've seen the most of. And that last 40 minutes is so crisp. It gives you you got the fight scenes in it. The fight scenes. You got probably the best scene in the movie. You have the villain going down.
You know what I love?
You have Raiden.
I love when Lopez is trying to sweet talk the chick when Jack Burton is coming up, and he's like, "Oh, we need to be together. I love you. Here, take the bitch."
He was having the crack, wasn't he? He was having a great time because when he was like, "Kill him for me, Thunder."
Yo, kill him for me.
I was just like, this nigga is Skeletor. And then he's like, "Oh, this is a knife." It was so
that scene.
He might actually be the MVP of the movie because he's so good in it, and he's barely in it.
I think that was he did a good job.
Because every scene he's in, he's a villain.
He's a villain for real.
He's trying to stab a bitch. He's turning human. He's like, fucking die, ho.
Yo. Take the bitch. That shit was so funny.
The bitch.
That shit was so funny because it's like because all you see is him sneaking in. You know what I'm saying?
And
so
you see in the other room, you see fucking Wang doing backflips, avoiding fucking Thunder.
Yo,
Thunder is beefy.
How come none of that shit happened to Kurt? Right? I thought that shit was so funny. Like everybody got superpowers doing fire.
And just Kurt's is like, huh? Now
it's in the reflexes.
There's one scene. Now let's get into what doesn't work.
Okay.
One scene doesn't work to me. It's a bad scene.
Is which scene? You going first? I'm going first. Who's going first?
I can go first and then you can go in.
Okay, go.
The ritual scene where he has Thunder's got like these leopard bracelets on and he's doing all these that shit looks stupid to me.
Yo!
And it's out of place.
You didn't think it was
doesn't
tight?
make sense.
So I thought that joint worked, right? Because it was part of the ceremony, right? Because all in all, this is all related to the Chinese god that he's trying to appease, that he's going to sacrifice the girl with the green eyes to, so that he gets his flesh and blood. So that's what the whole story is. But you know what?
This is going to impact your.
That's why he went through thousands of women.
This is going to impact your movie then. Remember, he didn't have her initially. He stumbled upon Gracie. It was only going to be just Mao Yin.
Absolutely.
So did they just say, you know what? Here's some extra shit, God of Death or whatever. I got another chick for you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's loose.
That's what the ceremony was. The ceremony, because remember,
was an offering.
Yeah. It was not an offering. It was like to see. It was like a validation to see if they would count.
Okay.
Because remember, it was like they hypnotized the bitches, right?
Jesus Christ.
They hypnotized the bitches with the dancing. And because you saw that's what it was.
They grabbed a glowing sword.
They did the moves because they grabbed the burning sword because you heard him. Because he's like laughing. He's like, they grabbed the burning sword and tamed the thing. And they touched the thing and it lit up with the crazy eyes because both of the women counted because he's ran through so many women with green eyes.
What did he say? You know, every man has his thing.
Every man has his thing. Yo, that guy was killing it, man.
I mean, he's from Minnesota, by the way, so he's just an American.
He's just an American dude just being funny?
Like, I think he's Chinese second generation, but
man, that guy is
he's playing up all the bullshit. And I was like, look,
dog,
why weren't you in more things? You're a Decepticon.
Like, he was hilarious. And I think that, you know, even though there was an obvious racial time because it was in the 80s. I think that it brought more positivity than negativity overall. Even though we were talking about bad stuff, that well scene was whack as fuck.
Which well scene?
The one where he's falling down
in the chair?
With the chair.
Yeah.
And then he saves himself, like he catches himself with the wheelchair, and then he scoots
But you know what that was for, though, right? To show Kurt Russell's muscles. Because you see the veins popping out, so that means he probably really did this scene. That's the only reason for it.
And
it was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary, and the fact that he had to roll forward and then jump off, like I didn't understand that. Like, nigga, you're a clear 3 feet away from the well. First of all,
it sticks out.
You know what I'm saying? It's like there was no reason.
Yes, I mean your scene and my scene kind of are in there, but can be taken out.
It can be taken out
because the ritual scene is superfluous.
Absolutely.
In that scene, it's just like you see two dudes get knocked up in the air weirdly by a wheelchair. It's like, why would that happen?
What's the point? Ain't no wheelchair ever knocking a nigga out.
Not
ever.
a wicker wheelchair.
You know what I'm saying?
That was like one of those chairs you would go over your aunt's house and take like that black picture of the wicker chair joint.
Dude, those niggas should have been able to like punch that shit in half. You know what I'm saying? Or just stop the wheelchair.
Another
thing. God, it's a wheelchair.
So what was he importing? Stuff like ceramics or something, antiquities? Because that was a thing, right?
Apparently drugs.
In the bottom of Lopan Industries?
Apparently drugs.
Because remember all the guards came out.
Yeah.
And they were ineffectively shooting.
I mean, they were strapped though.
They were missing though.
That's why I'm going drugs.
Should have been ninja stars.
They were probably Asian gangsters. You know what I'm saying?
They were security guards.
Ah, that's true.
Top flight security guards. They had on useless gray uniforms.
They were
pew 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 bang bang. We shot them. Trash.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? They matched the whole front. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about like how is another part that I thought was hilarious. It doesn't work. We don't want to concern the police with this business.
Well, you know what? I'll counter that. I think it works only because they set it up. They set it up in the alley that is super dangerous over here. You hear all this gunfight. The police never showed up at all.
It's real.
You thought somebody would have called. Maybe they just know that this is run by the not triad. These martial art villains.
I could see that. Now that we talking about it, I was like, yeah, I could see that.
How do you feel about the uncle? Wang's uncle.
Wang's uncle?
Yeah, like you think him and Egg Shin was like boys back in the day or something?
I think it was like, you know, they were boys, but one was obviously onto some gangster shit and the other one was just around.
So the uncle was just around?
The uncle was obviously just around.
And Egg Shin was on some gangster shit, then he had to become a cab driver.
Yes. Well, he was the
bus driver.
Yeah, he was, and the bus driver was in a truck that went around Chinatown to show it. So it's like, and shit. So he was a tourist guide, which was how he knew so much about Chinatown.
Knew about fucking Lopan's bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? So he was completely aware of it. That I thought went well with the story.
How racist was the name of his bus though? I think it was called the Egg Foo Young Tour.
Egg Foo Young Tour. I mean,
it's pretty funny, and it is his name. His name is Egg.
I mean, if there was a black name that I could leverage,
if it was like called the Fried Chicken Mobile,
yes. If it was called DeAyres' Fried Chicken, yes. DeAyres' Fried Chicken Bus.
DeAyres' Fried Chicken Bus wouldn't work.
Fried DeAyres' Fried Chicken Bus.
Fried DeAyres' Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
So you're just battered and fried.
Battered and fried.
You might be fried right now.
We put CBD in the batter. Boom.
You're a wild dude. So as we wrap up here, what are your final thoughts on this movie? Would you recommend people watch it? Do you think that there is room to redo this movie or make it into a series or things like that? What do you think? What are your final
Absolutely
thoughts?
not a series.
Okay.
Absolutely do not do a series.
To be on like Spike TV or something, it would be trash.
Yeah, it would be trash. It would be terrible.
It would be like The Librarian or something. It would just be super corny and it would focus on the action.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of this movie that I saw. It was like about vampires as well.
Jesus, John Carpenter's Vampire the series.
Yeah,
I'm fucking with you.
Like if they did something like that, like it would be terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit would be bad. Just not enough money to make it look good or be good or.
Would you? Okay.
I would recommend for nostalgia, I would recommend to watch it. Like if you and your girl want to watch a random kung fu movie, you know what I'm saying, that has some laughs and it's free, absolutely watch it.
If I were to redo this movie,
oh God, no,
for 2021,
nah.
I could tell you who I would. I mean, here, like one, I don't know if it should be redone. I think it's an '80s movie; it should stay in the '80s.
Yes,
but if it had to be redone. That's the way we have to frame it. If it had to be redone, if someone comes to me and you, and they say, "Look, you tall black dudes, you're making Big Trouble in Little China, you know, like Origins or some shit."
I would have to make it more racially sensitive.
I can tell you who I'm casting.
Oh, okay.
I'm casting Kurt Russell's son.
Is he an actor? Or
he looks just like him.
Is he acting though? Is he available?
Yes.
Oh, well, then yeah, that would be perfect.
He was born the same year, by the way.
That would be perfect.
He's born the year this came out.
So he's like our age now. So he's like 35. So he would be like perfect for it.
Yes. His name is Wyatt Russell. He also was a hockey player.
Yeah, he would work for it. He would totally be great for it. I think that's a great idea.
The only difference is he's blonde. That's the only difference.
Even better.
So you give him all the Jack Burton. He's a young Jack Burton.
But he's blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit.
And this is like Jack Burton Origins. That's how we do it.
Jack Burton Origins?
Yeah.
And they can go over the history of the white guy.
You know what? It could work as a series.
I would watch it.
You know how it works as a series? It's already baked in. Jack has to go from town to town because he's a truck driver.
And he goes around.
It turns into supernatural. It's just him going into mystic bullshit. See?
You know,
I should work in TV.
When you said supernatural, I was like, "Ooh,
I should work in TV.
That's like a good 10 seasons right there."
Yeah.
Like I would watch that.
Carry on my wayward son.
He delivers some shit and then kills monsters.
Did he realize he has a brother and he calls him Sammy?
Yeah, that shit might go down.
And then that dad. Hold on, what? We're just talking about supernatural.
I would watch it. I would watch it.
It's on the WB.
I mean, did you watch Supernatural?
I
right?
love Supernatural.
I was about to say I love. I haven't seen the last season yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen the last season.
I'm almost not ready for it to end yet, kind of thing.
It
you know
ends.
What I'm
I heard it
like,
ends bullshittedly.
Oh God, no.
Someone dies in the first 5 minutes.
Really?
Like permanently dies. It's sad. It's not great.
I mean, it's the
and
end.
You know who it is.
It's the end. Who is it? Cass?
No, it's one of the brothers.
One of the brothers?
Yeah.
Oh, Dean.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Dean gotta go.
He gets fucking murked. He gets stabbed.
I mean,
But you see the full death scene. It's not great.
15 seasons these niggas did. Like,
they died, come back, and died
what I'm
again.
saying?
So that's what we're looking for.
You know how many devils they went through? How many Satans they went through? They went through like 3 or 4 Satans.
You know what? We could call it Pork Chop Express Origins. It's just
it got to the point where they didn't even take Crowley serious.
It's like the Pork Chop Express, right? It's not even it's the Pork Chop Sandwich Express.
Oh my goodness! It's the night after pork chop. You know what I'm saying?
God!
Like Sandwich Express, like.
But it has to still be
sandwich.
set in the 80s. If you make it current day, it's trash.
It would have to still be in the 80s.
It has to be, because then you get the supernatural market.
You would get the supernatural market off of that.
If you look at it, the 80s is like 40 years ago, man.
I mean, you want to get out of that because you want to solve all that just Googling shit. Because everything, if you do anything in any kind of 2010 movie, it's going to be like, well, why can't you just
we got to get
your way out of everything?
Do a
you know what I'm
period
saying?
piece.
Like,
in the 80s, we're so far removed from the 80s that we can look back at it and right some wrongs. We can make him not as problematic. And it's not like he's super problematic, but it's enough in there, especially with 2021 eyes.
It's noticeable.
That you're like, I wouldn't have said that if I were you.
And we're like, I wouldn't have said that. Like, that's cool, but I wouldn't have said that.
Yeah, I would have said something different. I'm a black man, you're a white dude, so the world is your oyster, but really, And I think him not knowing any better in terms of, I suck. Because you notice that Wayne didn't tell him that, like, you're kind of trash. Wayne could beat his ass, probably.
Never said it.
Yeah. That's the thing that's great about Wayne.
It never came up. It was never an issue.
He's just like,
never
oh,
a threat.
Jack. But then he said something really spicy. He's like, oh, you know, being Asian or some shit like that when they got in the truck.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Being Asian and everything. You know,
I was like, ooh.
I can
I was like, Wayne, you.
But it's almost like, you know, but that's part of the Americanized thing, that even though being able to beat your ass, it does not serve him in American society whatsoever.
It doesn't. You have to stroke that American ego, that red, white, and blue ego.
He had to bet him, swindle him, double or nothing. I can't
nothing no double.
I can't pay you right now. We gotta go to.
He finessed him to the hood.
So strong, you know what I'm saying? And then even when Jack caught on, it was still too late. Like it's still like, it got pulled into.
I'm getting my goddamn truck.
Yeah, luckily got his truck.
Yeah, so. I think that's it. You got anything else? That's it?
We got to talk about the monsters. Did we ever talk about the monsters?
Oh, let's talk about the monsters.
The scariest one is the obviously the rapey one.
Yeah, the rapey bear monkey thing.
Bigfoot.
You know who he looked like? Remember Ninja Turtles 2?
Yeah.
He looked like one of like either Toka or Razor.
Yeah.
It's the same suit. It's just like an uglier face.
Yes, it's like they made a thicker face in the Ninja Turtles movie. That's all they did.
The eyeball monster was fucking gross, though.
The eyeball monster, especially when he was licking his wounds. It was like, it was super long.
It was just like, the eyeballs look like dicks. Can we just call it that?
I mean, his tongue definitely looked like a dick.
And that was fucking Lopez's eyes.
It was a security monster.
You know what it was? It was like his fucking, what's the hovering thing that we have now?
That was his drone?
It was his drone, yes.
It was his drone.
It was his skin drone.
It was his eyeball drone.
Gross.
You know, it floats around.
I would have had Lopez's place, though. His lair was kind of fire.
It was a tight place. First of all, to have 3 elemental vice president type niggas running your shit.
His guards. And then Thunder was crying when he died.
Because his master died, right? Well, first of all, like that, I loved it. It was one of those things of
it was
like,
so gross when he blew up.
It was absolutely awesome.
Of course it was.
And it was like, he was like overwhelmed with shame. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those old school Asian dudes, like, you killed my master. How could you?
Was.
You know what I'm saying? Seppuku right now.
You know what it reminded me of? That old Mario commercial when Mario just keeps eating and he explodes.
Yeah. Just like, oh man, that killed it.
But see, the thing is, he was probably the strongest of the 3, right? But hear me out. He's the strongest of the 3. Egg-Shin killed Lightning with a boulder.
It was a Buddha.
But it was a stone.
Yes.
And Wang stabbed a nigga in the stomach during an air sword fight.
I was wondering, where did he get stabbed? Because it seemed like the way that he was like, oh!
And then he went flying. His wig flew off.
It seemed like he got stabbed in the ass or something, because I was like, why did he get stabbed in a crease?
I think he stabbed him where the glue was at for his wig.
They stabbed him somewhere, because that yell, it was like a violating yell. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got stabbed in the dick. Like, it was just like, oh! And it was because he didn't say much. Because I remember, like, the Thunder guy was like, wow, and the Lightning guy was like, yeah.
And then the thing is, he took himself off the board, Thunder, because when Thunder got blown up, right, he just went flying, and then he came back, and somehow he was at the steps the next scene, which continuity wise, it's like, how did you get over there?
Hey, don't worry about it.
You were already upstairs,
I'm
G.
not good.
You're a ground fighter. You're not a flying fighter.
I don't need it. I got these hands.
He's a heavy Asian dude.
Yeah, you gonna box. You gotta box it out.
He was eating.
You know what I'm saying?
He enjoyed craft services.
I thought the Lightning guy was the best. I thought the Lightning guy was the most powerful one because he didn't dance during the ceremony.
Because he's Raiden.
Oh, because he's Raiden. Where all he did was just,
here's the sword, green-eyed bitches. But when he popped up and his fucking hat was covering his whole face.
Oh yeah, he was like
and just shit just burnt around. I was like, okay, that's fire.
That was fire. Oh, and the chandelier fell in the background.
That's fire.
And he's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he was doing some step moves like he's an HBCU.
It seemed like he was stepping so strongly.
He was an alpha. He's going off.
He was like stepping lightning out of his fingers.
Go off, King.
it was awesome. All to get killed by a Buddha. Stone Buddha.
From an old man Buddha.
You know what else didn't make sense?
What?
That thing that he was using,
The little arrow
that
thing.
crossbow
like,
grappling hook. Nigga, where did you get this? And how are you?
Maybe he rubbed the smoke on
weight?
it. Maybe he rubbed the smoke on it and it made it work in a way that it wasn't supposed to.
Action shot that shit in the ground, held onto it,
because
and
Action is Batman.
Were pulling themselves up by it.
Now here's the thing I like to do sometimes.
That doesn't make any sense.
Here's the thing I like to do sometimes in movies. In every scene that they have to get away from things, I like to put myself in that situation and think, would I survive? One, I'm not fitting in any of those holes. Look how small like Wang is. Kurt Russell is a lot bigger than him, but Kurt Russell's not a huge dude. Neither one of us, you have a better chance than me.
I don't think so, man.
But we're both stuck. And with that fucking, it's like, yo, Egg, you know when he says, how'd you get up here? He's like, wasn't easy. I was like, of course it wasn't, because neither one of us are getting up there. I don't have the upper body strength to pull myself up with my bare arms. We're just being electrocuted.
Yeah, you can. You can pull yourself up with your bare arms.
I don't see it happening.
It would be, would you be able to hold on to the grappling hook and fight weird, crazy demons? That might be the hard part.
Here's the thing. I have a better chance of punching and running than climbing.
I probably would have died in that tunnel where they had the water, you know, the flooding elevator.
Well, yes.
A real nigga would have died in the flooding elevator.
I can't swim, so I'm
We
drowning.
would have died. We would have died.
I'd be one of those bodies that's decomposing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit, Rob didn't make it.
That was another thing that didn't work. How do you have these random bodies like no one ever cleaned up the skeletons?
How low was this building? Also, notice how all of the guys they came there with, they left with none of them. Was like, yeah, they all died. Fuck them.
All those niggas died.
I was like,
it's not a big deal.
I was like, just cannon fodder.
And they were down. Like they all did the, you know what I'm saying?
It's like gang
shit. You guys ready to die? I'm ready to die.
It's like, I'm feeling great on the way to death.
Yo.
It's like the main people that mattered got out. So that's all, I think.
I think it was, I'd recommend the movie.
Absolutely.
It's a great laugh.
It definitely, if you're buying it on DVD, I'll tell you what, get it as a collector's set.
Okay.
If you get it with like an extra movie, like watch that and The Golden Child. Have a great weekend.
Yeah. Watch Big Trouble in Little China first.
Yeah. It came out first.
And
it's probably the better movie of the two.
What? I thought Golden Child
it's better than Golden Child.
It's better than Golden Child?
I've only seen Golden Child twice.
I will say that Eddie Murphy could have been a lot funnier.
Because it wasn't written for him. They just interjected comedy in it.
All he did was just say his lines loudly.
They just interjected comedy in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could tell.
You want me to drink the water? It'll put out the fire.
See?
That's
doesn't quite work. Whereas the director was all in on having Kurt Russell in Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, it almost seemed like it was like, yo, just say what you feel.
Just do what you say, man.
Just.
Oh, you got pomade in your hair? Yeah. Slip that back.
Rock with it.
All right, so thank you, sir, for coming on to the pod.
Always a pleasure.
So this has been an episode of Let's Watch It Again for Big Trouble in Little China 35th anniversary. See you next time.
Feel the wind is rising, baby, the truth is here.